Hi, hello and welcome. Today I'm going to take you through how to use the esretail. I'm Washington Joey, so stay tuned. And the things that we are going to discuss today. So our training today will entail majorly. We are going to see how you can set up the app in the web, and also in the app how you can add user, you can add shops, you can add different storage locations. That's what we call shops and trucks. Then we are also going to see how you can add customers and suppliers, add products and prices, put your first opening stock, make your first sale, make your first purchase, make your first stock transfer, pay for purchases, clear sales and invoices, know where to get your report, and then we'll deal with our question and answers. So without further ado, let's get started. Now here we have three main setups that we need to do. If you log in for the first time, you'll see from the app that if you log in for the first time in the app, you'll be able to get, you should already be registered with the stock, with the storage location. So if you go to control, if you are first time user, you'll notice you already have one user which you created. The system will automatically generate for you a storage location which you can delete and add another one. Also, the system shall have already created for you a default zone. Now this default initial setup can always be changed, can always be edited, and can always be reviewed. Now just a rough through on how to go about it. You'll find out that in the flow here, for you to start your storage location, you need to go to the storage location icon, add the storage location. After you've added the storage location, you need to assign that storage location to a zone. Then after you've assigned the storage location to a zone, you need to add storage zones. Then you need to pair storage location to a zone. The next setup that you need to do is to add users. Now to add users, you add a user. Then after you've added a user, you need to assign the user a role. Then after you've assigned the user a role, this comes during the setup process, which I'll just show you in a few. Then you need to assign storage location to the user. Then you need to add product and add zone. So if we go to our next on how to add user. Now for you to add user, you need to go to control. The main screen that you'll see is in the main page there are three cards up here. We have the stocks, control, and accounts. Now you need to click control. On the control, you'll have another screen. On this next screen, you'll see the screen, the card written company users. Under company users, it will give you list of all the users that exist. Then from this list, you can add another user. Now to add another user, you just need to click this plus button here. Then after you've clicked the plus button, you put in the details. Now here you put the first name Washington, last name Joey, phone number, Then here you choose the user type. Now under user type, we have three types of users. We have admin, we have admin, we have shop attendant, and we have a driver. Now shop attendant is responsible for all the shop activities. Driver is when you have a van or a bike. And then now the person charged with the delivery is whom we choose the category as a driver. Then after that, you click register. After you've registered, you should be able to see your the added list in your list. If you can't see, you just click the sync button up here, then it will be added. Okay, then like from the above process flow, then after you add a user, you can now go and add your storage location. Now to add the storage location, process is the same. Control in your initial stages should be your bay, because under control is where you do most of the setups. It is where you will do the addition of storage location, addition of assets, setting prices, customer, and all that. You do all that setup under control. So here, for you to add storage location, we have a card written company assets. On the company assets, this is, if you click it, it will show you the list of all the company assets. Now the company assets include shops, includes trucks, and any other place where you use as your storage location, where you store product or you sell from. Even if it's a store, you should add it under storage location. If it's a shop, add it under company asset. If it's a truck, add it under company asset. Now after you've gotten this list here, if you want to add another one, you click the plus button here. Then from the plus button, there's two options. There's asset assignment and add user. Now if you click on the asset assignment is where you are pairing a storage location to a driver. So here you are pairing, if it's a shop, you are pairing this shop to a shop attendant. Something you need to note is that in the assignment phase, you can have multiple users to one shop, but you cannot have multiple shops to one user. Then here you'll choose the shop or the truck, then you choose the user you want to pair the shop to, then you register. Okay, now after we've assigned, now the other thing that you must also note is that if you've not assigned a user to a storage location, then the user cannot log into the app. There must be a storage location. A user must be assigned to a storage location before he's able to log in into the app, or else you'll see a notification that a pop-up, a toast that user does not exist. Suppose you want to add a storage location. Sorry, the above was to assign. Now suppose you want to add a shop, you want to add a vehicle, or you want to add a store. You go to the control company assets, as if you are going to assign. But now the difference with this one, instead of clicking on asset assignment, we click on add asset. Now when you register, the system will create one default storage location. If you are not happy with the created default storage location, you can always delete it using this icon here. Then you add the way you want it added. Then after you've clicked the add asset, you'll receive a pop-up where you need to key in the storage location name and location capacity. For now, you can have your location capacity to 0. After that, you save. When you save, the added storage location should be included in the list here. Okay? Then The next in the list is to add products. Now, to add products is, like I had said earlier, everything rolls through the control for your startups. To make sure that everything gets started, please make sure that you go to control, click on each button, and make sure that you have at least some data in each of the cards. Now, if you click the product, it will take you to product list view. On product list view, there are two items you can do. You can edit the product and you can delete the product. Then, if you want to add products, there are two stages that we need to take. You need to, first stage, you need to add brands. After you've added the brands, now brands, you can have your products either in categories. Now we can use brands, or you can use the brand option as your product category. Now if you're dealing with, let's say you are running a shop, you might have so many brands that you can't include all of them, but at least you've categorized in terms of maybe beverages. You might have beverages, cereals, and all that. Now you can include that one as your brand. Then now you add, after you've added the brand, now you add your product. Now when adding the product, you need to choose the brand or the category in which that product will belong to. You choose SKU. SKU is the stock holding unit. So maybe they are in pieces, they are in liters, they are in kg, etc., etc. So you choose your pieces here. Then after you've chosen the pieces, your product name and product code. Now, product code does not, it's not a mandatory. If you don't have product codes, it's well and okay, just leave it blank. But product code are the serialized, like individual serialized for products. You already have a way you've serialized your product, or maybe you are calling, maybe sugar, you call it as SV, SQ, or as something, or just a unique code for your easy identification. That's what we call product code. Then you add. After you've add, you should be able to see that in your list here. Then we are good. After you've added your product, we go to the next thing, that is we add our price. Now, something that interesting is prices are added based on zones. There's something we call zones, and these zones means that you might have shops in different localities or regions, and you are setting different prices in these regions and locations. Now in each location, that is what we call zone, how you've segmented your market. Now let's say you have a region in Thika, and you have another one in Kitengela, another one maybe in Machakos. Now in Machakos, they might have a different price from the one in Thika. So prices for Machakos, or for example, in my case, we have Nairobi West and Test Zone. If I want to add prices for Nairobi West, I'll come here. Under Nairobi West, there are 4 icons here. The first icon is the vehicle. The one that shows a vehicle is when I want to assign which shops or trucks can sell to within that zone. MAQ, if a vehicle is assigned to a specific zone, it can only see customers, and it can sell only at the prices of that zone. So it is very important that vehicles are assigned to, or shops are assigned to the correct zones. To add price, there's a $sign just after the vehicle. That $sign is where you add your prices. Now if you click the $sign, it will give you the price list. Then from that price list, you need to choose the product. you choose the price category. So under price category we have 3 items. We have retail, wholesale and special. So retail is the normal retail, wholesale is for those whom you are selling to in wholesale price. Then here you add your price per quantity, then you add. Okay, I hope it's clear. Then the 3 last is just for editing the zone and deleting the zone. Suppose the zone does not exist any longer, or you just want a different maybe. Then let's add our customers. So to add our customers, you go to suppliers, you go to to add the customers, you go to control. Under control, you'll see the button customers. If you click customers, you'll get this pop-up here. This pop-up will show you to choose zone, choose cell category. Now when you are adding a customer, you need to pair them to, if this customer is under retail or wholesale or special price. Then if you are selling to, especially for wholesale, you might be selling to a shop, so you can add the shop name, contact person and the phone number. Now the phone number that you are adding here will always get the receipt when you make a sale against this customer, so it's advisable that you have the correct phone number. Then to add suppliers into the system, you click on supplier name, contact person, supplier email and phone number. The same phone number, when you do a purchase, they'll get a notification and it can always send a PO. Then to add expense account. Now expense account are accounts that you use when you are like normal business operating expenses. So example electricity, example rent, example salaries and all that. So that's what we need to add here. So you'll add rent, then you describe monthly rent, blah 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 and all that, then you add. So we can let me show you live demo on how this is done in the app. Now in the app, the first thing, if you want to, we'll start by adding the user. Now you go to control. When you click control, there are 7 cards. There's company users, company assets, products, prices, customers, suppliers and expenses. Under company users, if you click the company user, it will list for you all the companies, all the users in the system. So the company users will always list for you all the users in the system. So here, if you go to control, sorry for that, company users, So if you log in the first time, you'll see there are no system users, so you can add. If you click add, there's a plus button. Then on this plus button, if you click the plus button, you'll see register user. If you click on register user, you'll see a pop-up. You need to have first name, John, first name, second name, then phone number. Then you user type. Now if you click on the user type, we have admin, shop attendant, and driver. Now I want to add John as an admin. So to make sure that I get the 141, let me choose the correct phone number. So John, then you click on register. Now if you click on register, the account will be created and you'll receive an SMS notification that the account has been created. The user's account is created successful. So you see, you'll be able to see we've created John with this phone number 0727 268. Then that account has been created. The next thing that we need to do is to add storage location. To add storage location, you come to this next button, you click assets, company assets. Under company assets, we have the plus button here. You click this plus button, we have assign assets and add assets. Before we go to assign assets, let's first add a new asset. So when you click here, you put the asset name. So maybe storage location, maybe it's a store in Kitengela, so by default it will be we call it Kitengela then 0 or Kitengela shop. Then the next thing is asset assignment. So under asset assignment, it will show you the ones that exist. You can always, if the assignment you want to reassign, maybe for example Washington to a different shop, you need to revoke. If you want to add, there's a plus button here. If you click the plus button, there's assign asset. Then here you choose the Kitengela and John. Then you register. So if you register now, John can register into the app once you've assigned the storage location. If you haven't assigned the storage location, John cannot register into the app. Okay. The next thing, we've done company users. To add company users, we've done company asset assignment. So the next thing is adding product. Now to add products, you click here. Control, remember when you are in the main page, if you want to do any setup, you go to control. If you go to control, you'll see the list of things. You'll see products, you'll see company users, company assets, price. We go to control. So here you'll see list of all the products. You can edit the product using the pen button, and you can delete products using the delete button. Then if you click the plus button, there's view brands and add products. Like I had said earlier, you need to add brands. So if you click, it will show you list of all your brand, add, then add brand. Now you can treat brands as your products category. Maybe you've categorized your products into different groups. Now that grouping, instead of calling all the milk like Brookside, KCC and all that, and they are all you want to call all of them as milk, then instead of writing Brooks idea, you just write make. So in our case, maybe we can have cereals. So instead, because cereals doesn't have brands and all that, so we'll just call them, they are all in the category cereals. Then, because after we've added cereal, now we can go and add product under cereal. So you'll click here, add product. Then here under brand, we'll choose cereal. Then product SKU, we are selling them in terms of kgs. Then product name, beans. Now, here, if we've chosen kgs, if you've already packaged your cereals in groups of, you have them in packets of 1 kg, 2 kg, 3 kgs, then I'll rather we select here in terms of pieces. Then here in product name, we have it like beans 1 kg. Then if you have like special bean types, like we have several bean types, maybe it's a bean called mkorosho or green peas or whatever, so you can have 1 kg beans then with special unique, so that during stock type you know which beans type exactly you have in your stock. Then if you don't have product code, it's okay, you just click add. If you have, you include. So in this case we'll just leave it, then we add. Now our bean category is already added here. Okay, then after we've added the product, we need to add price. To add price, you click our price here. If you click the price, it will show you list of zones. So maybe you are operating, like I had mentioned, if your zones is important when you have different prices for different regions or markets. So those markets, that market segmentation, that region segmentation where you are selling to, are what we add as our zones. So for example, if the zone you want to sell to is not here, maybe we have another branch in Nakuru, so I'll just come here plus add, then I'll add my zone here, Nakuru, then add zone. Then after you've added the zone, to add price there are 3 aspects, there are 4, sorry. There's this vehicle, $, edit and delete. Now here is when you want to assign, maybe in Naivasha, then you want to make an assignment. Now Naivasha, there is no assignment that has been made to Naivasha, so I can assign to Naivasha. So you click the add button and add zone assignment. Click, then Kitengela. So if you assign, so the shop name Kitengela, or the storage location Kitengela, is under zone Naivasha. One zone can have different vehicles assigned to it and the reverse, and one vehicle can be assigned to different zones. So here both applies. So after we assign the zone, we need to add price. If you click the add button here, it will list for you the price list. So here Naivasha doesn't have a price, so you click here, then you add price. You'll get this pop-up. You choose the product which you want to add the price. Let's say 6 kg filled, Kgas 6 kg filled. Then you choose the price category, retail, wholesale. So retail, then what is our price? Maybe 6 kg filled we are selling at 2,000. Then you add. Okay, then you can add and add and add. Now we've done our products, we've done our prices. The next thing, customer, the same. If you click on the customer icon, you'll see the list of all your customers and zone which they are in. You can add customer, you choose the zone name. So if, for example, this customer is in Kitengela, so our zone name will be Kitengela. Then price category, our default price category for this customer is he a retail customer or an wholesale customer or a special customer. Then contact person, this one will give the name. Then after you've given the name, you put the phone number. Remember, sorry for that. Remember, the phone number that we are adding here is the phone number that will be used to send SMS once you sell to this customer. So there are two as well. When you're selling, you can send an SMS, and all the same you can print the receipt, which I'll show you. Okay, then the next thing is suppliers. So when you click suppliers, it will give you list of all the suppliers. There's a plus button here. You can always add suppliers, so you have your supplier name, contact name, supplier email, and phone number. So it's advisable to have the correct phone number, because that is what will be used by the supplier when you do your purchase order. You'll receive a notification. Then client expenses, you click here on the client expenses. There's add button, the plus button here. You add expenses here. You have your expense name, fuel, description, then you add. So expense name, description, then you add your expense. Okay, that's good. Now we are done with the setup. In case of any question, in case of anything, remember, you can always give us a shout, you can always give us a call. We are always here to help 24/7. Then after we are done with our setup, so we can go to the next thing in the list, and that is we are going to start adding our inventory and the inventory process. So there's a cliche that we normally say that whatever moves on the ground should move in the system. Whatever moves in the system should move in the ground. If you move product from one shop to another, you need to do the same transfer in the system from shop A to shop B. Now, there are three major aspects of stock movement. One of the aspects of stock movement is your first opening balance. That is very critical. It's really critical to have your opening balance. Now, this opening balance is the opening balance that you are having the first time you are starting with the system. It is done once. Let's say you are starting off with the system today. That is when you do that opening balance. You count all the products that you have, then you key in all those products that you are having as your opening balance. The daily morning opening balances are system generated. Now, to avoid misuse, opening balances are done through the web. It's not given in the app. And we are always, if you don't have a laptop or you can't access the web interface, we'll always be here to help you get started. The URL that is shared in the link, that URL is what will be used to log in. The same login that you are using to log in through the app is the same login you use to log in into the web. So to do your initial stock take, if you go to the web, you'll see 4 cards: sale, stock, purchase, and expenses. Whatever we are doing in the app can also be done in the web, especially for heavy users. And if you have in a busy region, we would advise you use this interface. So if you click on stock, the stock movement report, stock report, price, brand, and product. Here you can also do the setup like we've done in the app to add product, add brand. So when you click stock movement is all those transfers that we are talking about. Now under stock movement, you need to click this plus button here. Then here you need, if you click on this drop down, there's write-off, stock transfer, opening, and cycle count. Write-off is when you want to do away with, maybe there's a damage and you want to remove that product from your list. Stock transfer is when you are moving stock within sister storage location or shops. Then opening balance is now your first opening balance when you are starting to use the system. Then cycle count are the maybe monthly, weekly, which will tackle the cycle count as we continue. So when you click on the opening balance, you need to choose the shop. Let's say Kitengela. The source and destination will be the same, Kitengela, for opening balance. Then here you choose the product. So here we had one product, filled cylinder 6 kg. So we can say we are starting with like 21 of them. We have 21 of them in the system. If you have multiple products, you can continue adding them here. So if you have, you can maybe we also have empty 3 of them in the system. So you can add as many products as you can in this list. So then we submit. So that is your first opening stock. That's your first opening, the stocks you are starting with, and it's only done once when you are starting off in the system, or if you are enrolling that shop, or that maybe it's you've been using the system in one shop, so you are expanding it to the next shop. So you come here and do the opening stock for that shop, that new shop that we are talking about. Okay, then the next thing in the list is stock transfer. Now stock transfer can be done both in the web and the app. Now web, you have a leeway as an admin to choose. You can move it from one location to another, but app restricts you to only move it from the location you are assigned to. So you need to do a stock transfer. After the stock transfer is done, the receiver or the ones intended to must reject or accept. Either the stock must be rejected or accepted. If it's rejected, it will go back to the source location. If it's accepted, it will be moved to the destination stock location. So then the next item here is to add purchase. Now to add purchase, you need to add the purchase. After you've added the purchase needs to be received. Then after it's received, now you can do your purchase payment. But there's a leeway, of course. You can always pay even before you receive. It doesn't matter, either can happen. You can receive before you pay for the purchase, and you can purchase before you receive the goods, because at times it do happens. So now an overview on how that one works. When you click on your purchase or on your main store, on your main page, sorry, there's a card called purchase. On this card you'll see a figure. This figure down here is the total value of purchase that you've done for the month. It sums it month to date. Now if you click on this one, it will list for you all the purchases that have been done this month. Then on those, once it lists for you, if you want to add another purchase, you click the add button. On the add button, you'll be prompted to choose storage location and supplier. Remember, you must add supplier from the control so that you can have supplier to choose from here, or else you won't be able to purchase. Once you've done that, you go to the next screen. The next screen, you'll see a plus button. This plus button is what we use to add the items that we want to purchase. So when you click add, you choose the product, quantity, and unit price. The unit price that you are buying it at. Once you've done that, you add your product. Then after, you can add multiple products into one purchase. So after you've added this, if you have another product, you come to the plus button, you add, and add. Then you click your discount. You add a discount. Now this discount is cumulative. If the supplier has given you a discount, you can add it here. Then the invoice number. This invoice number is what is used by the supplier. Supplier do give documents to you, either a receipt or an invoice. So that number is what for easy physical reconciliation. So you complete. The next thing is stock transfer. Now stock transfer, like we have I had mentioned, is the movement of stocks from one storage location to another. Now stock transfer happens in the web and in the app. Web, because you are the admin, it gives you more rights than the app. App has a little bit restriction because of the user right access. Now if you want to do stock transfer, on the main page there's a plus button. On this plus button, when you click, you'll see main store access. This main store access is where most of the daily transactions happens. Now if you click on the main store, you'll see add sales, sell history, stock movement. Now to do a stock transfer, you click stock movement. When you click stock movement, it will show you a list of your current stock level of all the product. And below it, bottom right, there's a plus button. If you click that plus button, you'll see an option for stock transfer. If you click the stock transfer, a pop-up will show for you to choose the destination storage location. If you click the destination, after you've clicked the destination storage location, you'll get another screen. This screen is where now you need to choose all the products that you are moving. So you need to click the plus button here. If you click the plus button here, you choose the product you want to move and the quantity you want to move. Product you want to move and the quantity. If you have several, after you've added this product, you click the plus button here and add another one, then you complete. Okay, so before we go to the next item, let's go to the real thing and see how this happens. So we are talking about stock transfer. Now this is how the main page looks like, or your landing page when you log in into the app. There's a plus button here. Now on this plus button, the share rate and mains to access. Forget the rest, click on the mains to access. If you click on the mains to access, you'll see add sale, sale history, expenses, month-to-date expenses, stock movement, and receive purchase. Now we want to do our stock transfer. Stock transfer, you click on the stock movement, it will show you the stocks that are there. Then you'll see the current stock, stock issued, stock received, opening balance, and sales. Remember the opening balance, the one that we had. Then it gives you per product. If you click the plus button, you have these options: cycle count and stock transfer. So if you click on the stock transfer, you choose the destination storage location. Because I'm assigned to main store, let me transfer to Kitengela. Oh no, sorry, I'm assigned to Kitengela, so let me transfer to main store. Next, in this screen I need to click on the plus button here. I need to choose what do I want to transfer. I want to transfer 6 kg field. How many do I want to transfer? I want to transfer 5. Then I add. Once if I want to transfer another product, just come the same. 6 kg field, quantity I want to transfer 1. Okay, then you click complete. Are you sure you want to complete the transfer? You click yes. You see, now it is showing you a transfer has been made. If you click here, it will show you the transfers that have been made. Then you need to accept or reject. Accept or reject. So I'll accept. Then the next thing is the purchase. The next thing is the purchase. So when we are doing purchase, like I had said, you click on your purchase. After you click on the purchase, it will show you all the purchases that have been made for this month. Then I need to click on add purchase. If you click on add purchase, you'll be prompted to choose supplier and storage location. Now this storage location is where, if you have 2 shops, maybe you are buying for shop A, so that is what we are choosing here. So we'll choose supplier, jewelry distributor. Storage location, maybe we are buying for Kitengela, then we add purchase. If you click add, there's this plus button. So on the plus button, you click the plus, it will prompt you to choose product name. So we are buying filled cylinder, we are buying 5. Unit price, we are buying at 1900. Then you add. If maybe we are buying also 6 kg, you just come here, click add. So we add 6 kg empty. Quantity we are buying 2, we are buying at 1500, then you add. Once we are comfortable with the list, we click complete. Discount we don't have 0. Invoice number, you can also leave it blank if you don't have, then you complete. Then are you sure you want to direct purchase this product? Now direct purchase means once you've purchased it, reflects direct to your stock. If you click no, you have to go and receive it either on a later date or sometimes maybe you are purchasing for today and they'll be delivered tomorrow. So here, because we want them to reflect direct, we'll just click yes. Now if you click yes, your purchase already is received. So just that and the purchase process is done. So if you go back in your main store, now if we had selected no previously, now we've purchased for Kitengela, but I'm assigned to main store, so that's why this stock here is not affected, but for Kitengela is affected. So if you come here, if suppose we had clicked no, you can receive the purchase here. If you click it, it will show all the purchases for this storage location that have not been received. So if I click the first arrow here, I can always receive that purchase. So I'll choose the product, okay guys, and say I'm receiving 4. Then you add, then you complete. Are you sure you want to complete? You click yes. Then your purchase is completed. Your purchase receipt is completed. Okay. The next thing in the list, because we've done for stock, we are going to sales. So sales management, basically it is selling through the system. So sales management, the most important thing why it should be done through the app is to keep track of who is buying from you, to keep track of your account balances, what's coming in, what's coming out, to know what is selling, where is it selling most, where can I keep more stock, we stock, like all those reports. With that data we can generate for you all those reports. So sales happen in like a flow chart. It's like a moving river towards the ocean or the end. Now it starts from customer walks in. When customer walks in, you need to put that sales into the system. After you've put the sales into the system, either through app or web, when you are doing the sales, there's an option to choose if it's a cash, M-Pesa, invoice, or that. After you've chosen that, if it's a cash sales, no problem, you'll continue. If it is not a cash sales, an invoice sales, the admin or the finance person needs to approve. Then after it's approved, the driver closes. There's an OTP that is sent to the driver to show that the invoice is approved. Then it moves stock. Finance does the reconciliation. So just a recap. So the sales process, just want to repeat myself because I've realized the screen was not on. So the sales process is basically selling, like I had said. So, and like I have mentioned, the benefits of the reports that you can get through the sales process. Then there's the sales flow chart, where you sell, customer walks in, you sell through the app or web. Then if it's cash, it moves. If it is not cash, it needs approval by the admin or finance person. Then after it's approved, the driver gets an OTP. That OTP closes the order. Then stock now is moved from the driver to converted to a sale. Then once it's, the daily sales have been done in the evening, there's a finance reconciliation. You've sold 20, you've given me 20. Then after that, it creates a variance. Then that variance is cleared. If there's a variance, you charge the account or the shop attendant. The sale is cleared. Now you have your sales report, and then now you can also make your invoice payments if there was an invoice payment. Now the app sales flow chart. Now the first thing, you go to main store. Main store is where all the transactional activity happens. You go to main store, you click add sales. If you click add sales, you'll be prompted with 4 options: cash sales, pre-order, new customer, and existing customer. Cash sales is a walk-in customer who just wants to buy and go. Existing customer is you have already the customer in your database and you want to sell for that customer so that you can keep track. Also, all invoices must be done through an existing customer that is already registered into the system, or else you do a cash sales. Then new customer is when that customer is new. So if you click the new customer button, a form to fill in the customer details, then you sell to the customer. Then if you click cash sales, the process is the same. So I've just chosen a cash sales. The rest, after you've chosen, the process is pretty much the same. So if you click a cash sales, you need to choose the zone in which you are selling from, especially if you are assigned more than 2 zones, or it pretty much happens if you are a driver and you are moving across different zones. So you'll click Nairobi West, the zone that you are, it will only list zones that you are assigned to. Then you go next. Next, you choose sell item. Sell item is the product that you are selling to the customer. So here you choose the product name. Something to note is that it will only list products that, 1, have prices in that zone, and 2, the product is available, the stock availability for that product. If not, you won't be able to sell. If you have 5 in the system and you want to sell 6, you won't be able to complete the transaction. On first, if you get into this page and you don't see the product here, just click on the sync icon here. It will sync for you to get the product. So choose the product you want to sell, product quantity, product discount. So maybe customers bargained, your price is 100, customers bargained and you agreed, no, it's okay, I'll sell you at 95. So you need to give a discount of 5 here. Product quantity is the amount that you are selling. Then you add to cart. After you've added to cart, you click add payment. After clicking, now you can do multiple products, of course. Add payment, you need to choose payment method that the customer is paying with, maybe cash, M-Pesa, bank, invoice, etc. The amount that the customer has paid, then the reference number. Then after that, you add your payment. After you've added your payment, you'll see here the summary of payments, and here the total that has been paid and the balance. The system allows you to receive more than one payment method. Maybe you paid half through M-Pesa and the other one through cash and the other one through bank. So you can always add the multiple payment methods here. Then you complete your transaction. If you click complete your transaction, it will ask you if you want to generate the hard printed receipt. You want to send receipt SMS. So if you want to send the receipt SMS, you send the SMS, it will go to the customer. If you want to print, it will take you to this screen here. Now in this screen, you click connect. If you click connect, it will give you the printers that is paired into your app. If you have a Bluetooth printer, just pair it with your phone, then you'll be able to print. So then you'll choose the printer that is paired to the phone, then you click print. Once you've done that, it will print you a hard copy receipt and your sale process is complete. I think that's pretty much straightforward. I won't go into the live app because of time. Then in the evening, in the web page, you can clear sales as an admin or as finance. So you go to sales on the web, sales clearance, you choose the storage location, then you'll see a list of all the sales that have been made today. Then from that list, you click clear. After you've clicked clear, if there's a variance, maybe like in this case, we are expecting 100 and the salesperson comes with 95. So we'll clear, but we'll charge the salesperson 5 bob. So if you click clear sales, you'll receive a pop-up, a model that looks like this, whereby now you can charge for variance, then you charge 5 bob. Then you'll have your comment here. So you'll say to pay later, or lost 5 bob, or given wrongful discount. Yeah. Then you submit. Now this part currently happens through the web, but we are working round the clock to fast track that it's also available in the app. So the process in the web looks like this. So when you go to sales, there's cash sales. You choose your storage location, you choose date range that you want, you click fetch. Then here under cash sales, it will show you the cash sales that has happened. If there was an expense, you would have seen here an expense, and if there was a discount given, you would have seen a discount here. Then if you click clear, you can clear when you are charging a variance. Maybe you are charging him 5 bob. Then comment, lost the money, hammer for personal use. Then here it will automatically give you the list of the person that is assigned to that store. Then you can also lock the account if you don't want them to continue using the app. Then you click complete sales. So when you click complete sales, automatically that will clear. The next thing in the list is the invoice payment. So these are all sales that have happened through invoice, and you want to receive that payment. The customer has paid. So to receive that payment, you go to main store, because it's a function that is more interactive, and like I said, all the interactive transactionals are in main store. So you go to main store access, you click the navigation, it will give you a list of all the customers that have Madeni. On that list, there's an option to add payment. If you click the add payment button, it will pop up with options to choose payment method, amount that has been paid, and reference number. Then you add. Once the expected amount, once the received amount is equals or greater than expected amount, that pending invoice will be changed to cleared, and it will disappear from the list. Then just a quick rejoinder of how that works. So if you come here to main store, then on the navigation bar you can click sales clearance. If you click on sales clearance, you choose the zone. So let's say that will be West. Next. So it will give you list of all the customers that have not settled their debts in Nairobi West. Then from here you can click add payment. Then maybe this customer expected amount is 3,000 and he has paid 2,250. So we are expecting 750. So you click here, add payment method. So our payment method here is maybe we've received cash, 750. Then we add. You see, it's not in the list anymore. It's gone. So because the expected amount is what the expected amount is equals to received amount. The next thing in the list is the stock record. Now stock record can actually happen if you do an impromptu checks and all that. It can happen anytime, any day, depending on your business process. Now stock record is just confirmation that whatever the system says the stock is what is available on the ground. Now you walk into a shop, you do cycle count, you can sample, you must not do everything if you are dealing with so many products, but if it's better you do everything. Now with the sample you choose, you go to the app or web page, you add cycle count. After you've added the cycle count, the system will generate a stock variance. Now the stock variance report can either be 0 or not equals to 0. If it is not equal to 0, it will lock the account. Once the account is locked, you need to recover for the losses. Now it's advisable that if the shop has less products than it should have, you need to sell to the shop attendant the missing. If you are charging him, sell to him, make a sale under his name, so that the stock can come along. Then the account will be cleared. Or else if you don't want to charge him, you can just do your stock adjustment. So the cycle count process the same. You go to main store, stock movement, cycle count, you choose product quantity, then you complete. Just as similar process as you are doing stock take, only that this time you choose cycle count. Instead of choosing stock transfer, you choose cycle count. Then the next thing is after you've done your cycle count does not affect your stock. It just confirms that whatever is in the system is the same as what is in the ground. Okay, so if you go to the app, the cycle count is here. It's more of the same as the stock transfer. So if you click your cycle count, so it will prompt you already perform, so you can perform. Now you can always set your cycle count to specific time or specific dates. So if you want to do it daily, or if you want to do it monthly, so when that date or that time elapses, it will always keep prompting you to do a cycle count. Cycle count, like you have seen, can be done in web and also in the app. Next week I'll dwell too much. This week I was dwelling too much on the app. Next week for web users I'll dwell too much on the web to see also how you can get your reports on the web. Then the next thing on our item is expenses. Expenses are all those business related transactions. So if you are using business money to buy for lunch, you need to add it as an expense. That expense needs to be approved. Once it's approved by the admin, now admin has the right to approve or reject. If the admin rejects, it's null and void, of course, or if it is no action is done, it's null and void. It's only considered an expense once it is approved by the admin. So the shop attendant or whoever is running the shop will add an expense as a request, then admin will approve the expense. Then once the expense is approved, that's when now it can be added like part of the daily expenses. The process for expense is pretty much straightforward. In the main page, you click mains to access. Mains to access, after you've clicked the mains to access, you go to expenses. If you click on the expenses card, it will show you a list of all the expenses that have happened this month. Then you click on the add icon, the plus icon. The plus icon, you need to choose expense account, choose the payment method, short description, total amount that you want to expense, then you add. Once you add, the admin will receive a notification that there's an expense that have been requested, please approve. Then now the admin can approve your expenses. So that's how pretty simple and easy expenses. Now from that expenses, now you can now easily do your P&L and your income statement. So that's why it's important we do the stock tax. So we do the expense. So our expense, so the expense page, so when you click on, let's just start fresh. When you click on main store, there's expenses, so you click expense. When you click the expense, it will list for you all the expenses that you requested. Then you click the add button and request expense. So here, credit account. So here, credit account are the expense account that you had added, the fuel, the lunch, salary and all that. Credit account are the payment method. It happened through M-Pesa. Then short description, then total amount. So maybe 300. Then you add. So when you add your expenses, you see as an admin, because I am the admin, there's a message that I've received that there is an expense that I've been requested. So approve. Then once that is done, so that's pretty straightforward, and it's also the same process when you are doing it in the web. The next thing that we need to go through is the reports, quick reports that you can check whenever you are taking your coffee, whenever you are doing whatever you are doing, even if you are away from the shop. It's very healthy that you know what is happening in your shop. So here we have 3 report types, quick report types. We have so many reports, especially in the web. So many reports. Now here, the quick reports, we have stock report. Stock report will give you summary by each product, what is available, what was the opening balance, what was issued, receipt, and the current balance and the sales. Then there's an icon on the top right where you can choose to change the date. If you click on this icon here, you can choose to change a later date. If you click on the sales, it will also give you sales summary for the storage location. You can always click on this one to go on later date. There's an icon, 3 lines icon. Then if you click on the line item, it will give you the details of what was sold or the sales per sale item. So the first summary is per storage location. The shop sold 20 bags or 20,000 shillings. Then if you click on the shop, it will show you there was a sale that was 3,000, there's one that was 100, all that. Then if you click on this icon here, the one that looks like a box, it will show you the products that were sold. Then if you click on the next one, it will show you the payment method that was used. Was it M-Pesa or bank or cash? Then the last item here is the stock movement. So here when you click the stock movement, it will show you all the movements that happened, opening balance, stock transfer and all that. Then when you click, you can always see the details of what was moved. Then there's an icon here that you can always use to edit. So if we can go see what actually happens. So on the main store, like I said, there's a stock here. On this stock there's stock report. Now when you click the stock report, it will load for you your storage locations. Then when you click, let's say main store, it will show the stock that is available in the main store. If you click a different, let's say Kitengela, it will show what is available in Kitengela. These are current real stock. Now if you want to go on a later date, you need to just click these three icons here. Maybe I want to see yesterday, or on 21st what was there. Yesterday it had 0. Maybe on a later date you can only 5th, you'll see it had 0 because we just started, we created Kitengela today. Main store, the same, you can click here to get what was there yesterday. And you see the movement, opening balance in the morning. The opening balance is what did he start with in the morning. Total issuance is how much did he issue through stock transfer. Total receipt is how much did he receive either from stock transfer or purchase. Then the current balance and sales. Then the next thing is the stock report, sales report. Now here under sales report, the first layer is per main store. So it will tell you main store, the person who sold Washington. So if you click, it will give you the sales. So these are sales that happened today. If you click this icon here, you can go into a later date, maybe yesterday, and see there was no sales that happened. Now if you click, if you go here and you want to see what was sold, you can click on that. It will tell you 6 kg was sold. It was sold at 100, quantity was 1. There was no discount given. Okay, then that's pretty much it. Then the stock movement. So when you click on stock movement, it will show you these are opening balances, the stock transfer that we did. So if you click on stock transfer, it will show you what was moved. We moved 6 kg 5, we moved empty 6 kg 1. So it will always give you that. Now as an admin, you have the right to edit. Let's say one of your guys made a mistake during the process. You can delete the entire stock movement, or you can edit the amount. We encourage you to delete the entire so that the user can do it again. But most importantly, we encourage the person who is tasked, the destination or the recipient, to reject. So if he rejects, it will be deleted. Then the source needs to key in a fresh stock transfer. Then pretty much that is it. And I want to thank all of you for attending. Reach out to us. We are available to make sure that your business is doing better. We are available to make sure that you are not left behind on this digital age. We are here to make sure that you run your business the best way. We are here to make sure that you are not pressured. You can expand. You can have as many stores as possible and manage them more efficiently. So the app supports Bluetooth printer. You can have the web version, you can have the app version. All we are giving you from as little as 500. Just reach out to us, then we'll explain to you. If you are stuck, to start, we are here to make sure that you get started. The app is available on Play Store. Just type esretail or retail, you'll see it. You can call us on 0727 337 354. You can email us on info@sqkenya.com. You can visit us at Enco Plaza, first floor, room 109. We are available. We are here to serve you. We are here to make sure that your business grow, and we are here to make sure that you benefit as much as possible from the digital era, from the digital age. Thank you very much. Thank you, and let's see you tomorrow. For those who will also be attending next week, we are diving deep into web, and we hope that you'll be in attendance. Thanks.